Do you remember not that long ago when you would go to the store for some toilet paper and they were sold out? Nothing there. I mean, people were hoarding that stuff. And you never know. It could happen again. Today, we're going to talk about a possible fix for that situation. We are going to install a bidet on our toilet. Well, I'm actually going to work through the plumbing, or how I do the plumbing for an RV installation, and I will show you how to do it in a typical bathroom that's inside your house. This is Jeff with Jeff Reviews for You. My channel is dedicated to reviewing mostly as seen on TV items. I look at some consumer gadgets, other household items. Once in a while, I do a little bit of a DIY just because I like to. If that interests you, I would love it if you would subscribe to my channel and click the bell below. That way, you're notified every time I release a video just like this one. One more thing, don't forget to check down the description for my social media, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. I would love it if you would follow me there too. Now, let's get to installing this Luxe Bidet in our RV.
Here's how I figured it out. There's not a whole lot of play in here, but this blue pipe, I'll see if I can point to it from this side. This blue pipe, I've already disconnected this once, so I know I can bring this up about another inch. So I'm going to cut it enough to put a T here. I want to reuse this piece. I did look for a new connection, but I couldn't find one that fit exactly, and so just to avoid problems, I'm going to reuse this piece for now. I might switch it out later. Make sure you do have a towel because mine's still dripping. I drained most of the line, but so I'm going to have a pipe coming up, over, down, reattach, and on the other side, I will have my piece to hook in the bidet. Let's get cutting and start the process. All right, so here's our SharkBite T installed. You can see the little play that I have. So I'm going to run a pipe now over, up, over, and reconnect that here. And then I have my spot here to connect to the bidet. I will say, to ensure that this line was tied in tightly, I crimped the bottom of the pipe with a pair of pliers and I pushed down so I knew it snapped in all the way. So here is the piece that I took off the toilet there now. I'm sure there's some sort of a connection that they sell that will hook up RV toilets into a connection, but I couldn't find one here at my local home center. I will probably look for one online. Anyway, so what I'm doing is I'm going to be putting the SharkBite fitting right in here, and when I push, I want to make sure it goes in all the way. Now, this fitting actually connects to this threaded piece. And what I'm going to do is on the other side where my water is fed in, I have another fitting just like this, which is where this will connect into. So let me hook those things up now. I will say on all threaded connections, I put Teflon. Even though this has a gasket on the inside, I still put Teflon. So I'll set all that up and I'll show you what it looks like. It's easier for me to connect it all here instead of behind the toilet itself. Now that we have our Teflon tape on, we can screw this in here. I have some wrenches set that what I'm going to do is just tighten these, not too hard, but just enough where, well, we don't want it to leak. So I'm just going to tighten it just a little bit, and I'll do this on the other end as well. I think that's snug. We'll do that on the other end as well, and then we'll cut a piece of PEX to connect into this fitting, which will connect into the T underneath the toilet. I only want a few inch piece here to connect into this end. And so what I'm going to do is I have this cutter, which has a blade on the inside you can see there. And so if I pinch this open a little, the PEX slips right in. And then I can actually just squeeze on this and the blade that's on one side will puncture through. And then I just rotate the orange piece around. And what it's doing now is the blade just cut. And here I have a nicely cut piece of PEX. So I can put this in the one end of my SharkBite and I can slide this into the T underneath. Now that we are installed, I'm going to go underneath the toilet and hook up this piece right here. I will put some Teflon on the current fitting that's under the toilet. I'm going to leave this part out for now and I'm going to connect it after I have the toilet fitting hooked in, just so I have freedom of motion. All right, so now that's installed, you can see that I had the factory connection here, and then under here I've rolled this threaded connection and it comes down to this piece here and connects into our T. So we are all fit nice and snug. Now time to hook up this side. Here we have the Luxe Bidet model number 185. We're ready to install it. I did want to show you all the things it came with. It came with a T that I connect to the toilet, and then my water supply, and then right in here to the bidet itself. I do have a water supply pipe, which is nice. I like that it's the steel braided version. And of course they have two different wrenches that you're to use to tighten it. This is the piece that I have that I'm going to be connecting to my T. I will show you what it looks like in a traditional bathroom as well, but since I'm doing this in an RV, I'm going to show you this now. So I'm going to use this water supply tube that they brought for me, connect this together, and then go hook this in. Now, the other end of this connects right here to the back of the bidet itself, right there. So I'm going to go hook these pieces up, and we'll show you what it looks like when we install. So here I am just tightening up this part where it goes to the bidet. I did use Teflon tape, and I'm using the wrench that they gave me. So I'm not going to over tighten this. I'm just getting it to the point where it's going to be snug so I know I won't have a water leak. Like I said before, it's always easier to hook up all of these pieces and then go install it to the toilet. Let's go do that right now. Now we're going to install this pipe right into here. We're going to make sure it pushes in tight so we have a nice solid connection. Then we'll test up all the water and install it officially. So here we are completely installed. I have no leaks. I will say this part right here leaked a little, so I had to take my wrench and tighten it down. I also don't like the length of this, at least for my application, so I am going to buy a longer one of these. It'll be the exact same thing, just longer, because I want to be able to tuck it under more. It's not that bad, I guess, but just in case someone gets caught on it. So now let's show you the functions of this bidet, and we're done. Now that the plumbing is complete, it's time to install the toilet seat again. And so all I've done is I put the seat bolts here. I did have to go buy new ones because the ones that came with the RV were too short now that I've added this. And then you just tighten it down just like you would a regular toilet seat cover. And there you have it. We are fresh and installed. Here's what it looks like all set and done. There's a few different modes. You can do like a cleaning mode, which the water just drains down. And then of course there's the bidet mode, and I'm going to show you what that looks like here. Just squirt some water up.
So, tell me, what are your thoughts of this DIY bidet attachment system, either in your RV or in your home? Is this something that you've tried? Would you try it? Let me know down in the comment section below. I would love to hear from you.
So I wanted to show you what it looks like installed in a bathroom inside of your house and not an RV. Now, this is a different model, same exact brand. This is just the 120, where the one we installed earlier was the 185. And the only difference is this one doesn't have as many options, so to speak. It looks the same and it installs the same. The 185 that we installed came with this nice brass fitting, where the 120, more low end, right? So basic, comes with a plastic fitting. Same exact thing, just plastic. So what you do, you shut your water off, you drain your tank, you make sure you get that last little bit of water out, and then you hook in your T, and then you bring your water line up and you hook it in. And like I said earlier, I use Teflon tape on everything and tie it in together, and there you go, installed. It's really simple. And of course you put your toilet seat back on as well.
In this video, we were installing a Luxe Bidet. I actually installed the model 185, but I did show you the lower model as well. Most of the video was geared towards how I was plumbing the RV, but I also wanted to show you the functionality of the bidet as well. If this is something that interests you, I will leave a link down in the description for the bidets that I showed, along with all of those like shark bites and attachments if you're going to try this out in your RV. This is Jeff with Jeff Reviews for You. As always, thanks for stopping by, and I hope you have a great day.
So a common complaint that I've seen reading some reviews is that you sort of slope down, because now I put this under here so it lifts it up. So what I ended up purchasing was some of these toilet seat lifts, and you actually just secure them on 4 different spots. Therefore, I'll probably put on the front. Therefore, when the toilet seat goes down, it's actually at the same level. So it's just a little added thing if something you're interested. This was a separate purchase.
I really do appreciate that you stayed around for my entire review, where I installed a Luxe Bidet in my RV, and then I showed you what it looked like in a house too. You know what? Speaking of RVs, not that long ago, I actually did a review of this product called Scratch Off, and it's a way for you to remove scratches in your RV or car or whatnot. You know what? I won't ruin it for you. What I'm going to do is I'm going to link that review video right up here, and I would love it if you would click on this link. And when you do, by the magic of the internet, I'm going to join you at that review. So go ahead, click it. It's safe. I promise.